Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're actually going to be talking about Hedera Hashgraph, or Hbar, as you guys already know. Extremely bullish on the project, still remain extremely bullish on this project. There's a lot of things to talk about and I really want to get into it. But yes, Hbar essentially could be working with Bitcoin. I know it's absolutely ridiculous, but we're going to be talking about that. But I also want to talk to you guys a little bit about LCX. Because it has been making some extremely great moves lately from my current entry points as well as those entry points that I shared with you guys personally. So let's jump into it and let's talk about the overall market. So, excuse me. First off, the market looks fairly stable, hasn't been moving too much. Expect some volatility on Bitcoin. We could see some low prices into the mid to low, even 50Ks. I wouldn't be surprised by it. Where do our alts stand there? Well, they could come down a little bit lower. They wouldn't be, taking a deep dive, but they still will come down a little bit lower. Now, we do see here Hbar down about 2.89%, sitting at around 37 cents. Nothing too crazy there. LCX, though, LCX has been on fire lately. It is sitting at about 25 cents, up about 16%. This has been ranging around this price point for a fairly long time. This has those massive impulses up and down. On the 1 month span, this is how the 1 month span looks. I told you guys about it at 12 cents as well, but on the 3 month span, I told you guys about it down here around the 4 centile range. Now, the interesting thing about that is that on the holders tab, in the last 3 months, this has been a solid accumulation of holders ever since around September is when it really started, because that's when we jumped from, roughly around 7,000 holders to 8,500 plus, and then all of a sudden we are at 9,597. So a lot of people are accumulating this, and it's a no-brainer because they're connected with so many things. First off, I just want you to show you this, right? LCX is on fire. I'm so happy I got everyone in at around 4 cents who listen. The sky is the limit for this asset, and it might even catch up to Hbar. And honestly, with the price action lately, it could definitely catch up to Hbar. I mean, it's been jumping out of its price appreciation for a fairly long time now, going from as low as almost 10 cents to 25 cents. That's absolutely crazy, but I think that this has a lot more potential in it, sitting at about $175 million in market cap, at about almost 700 million in circulating supply. That's fairly low. This is a really small gem in my opinion, but it's going to make a lot of noise very soon. We actually see here in the next 3 months, LCX will launch their Terminal 2.0. Users will only need their LCX account to trade across all major exchanges. The need to open individual exchange accounts and connect them at LCX will be eliminated. LCX will be become the one-stop exchange for all, which, again, if you guys haven't already known about this, I think that this is a solid problem within the scene where we don't have all exchanges connected to one major exchange. And I think LCX becoming that is actually insane. I think that that is a massive use case that we actually haven't seen from any other asset in this space. So I think LCX's, real growth spurt that it's going to have is probably going into the dollars plus. And at that point, it's still extremely undervalued for what it's doing. So first off, we always talk about the Hedera partnership with LCX to develop this infrastructure for digitized securities. I think that this is honestly a massive use case. Again, when we were talking about this, they were leveraging the Hedera token service, as you guys already know. I've already done a video on this actually. But this is actually pretty big when you look at the securities market, and I think that this is something that's very, very huge. And this is around the time that I was talking about it, because this was the partnership that happened back in July. If you guys go back to July, this is actually around the July point. It was around 3 cents. So, incredible gains already, almost up 10x. So, we are surviving. We are enjoying the ride that it is. And I'm very excited for the future of this asset. This has so much potential behind it, like I said. And also, it's already partnered with Q&T, so it's like a no-brainer. And this goes back to April, by the way, so it's pretty big. And, this is to enable DLT interoperability, as you guys already are aware of. And I think that this is great to connect kind of all assets to one. A lot of these partnerships that we see are already kind of connected back to something like Hbar or LCX. I love that. Honestly, I love being in, that's the number one reason why I'm in a lot of assets that I'm holding. I see partnerships like even JigStack, right? With Matic. I love Matic. So, JigStack is like a no-brainer. And when I seen, Hedera with JigStack, again, it confirmed my basis on it. Of course, hey, is JigStack going to be working with Hedera anytime soon? No, but still, I'm very bullish on it. Anyways, let's check out this, right? Because LCX has a lot more, use cases behind it. So this has a ton of potential in terms of upside potential. I'm just saying it right now. This is one of those assets that you really want to watch for, because this is tokenizing everything with the help, of course, of the Hedera token service. So prepare for a lot more price appreciation. Now, let's jump into the Hedera overall content. So we talk about tokenization. Invest in 55 seconds of your time with Hedera Hashgraph to learn why fast, fair, secure, stable, clean is scaling and matters. Miko Me is proud to be part of the driving force behind the world's greenest tokenized economy. And the keywords there are greenest tokenized economy. We are marching into tokenization of everything in terms of the entire world. And I think this is personally the most amazing thing that we could actually see in terms of us being so early into something like Hbar, because Hbar is going to be the front runner for tokenization. And we've already seen that with the HTS, as well as a lot of these videos from Hedera themselves, because we are essentially going to be the heart of the tokenized economy as well as the Web 3.0. And I could not be any more excited for the growth of Hedera. Now, also, let's check out this. Don't go to sleep on Hbar USDC partnership is huge news / validation. And I've always said that, right? The validations behind a lot of these use cases is the major selling point. Now, we also see this. Carbon negative incentives are smart. $4.5 billion investment is in the ecosystem. Lower volatility compared to many peers. $5.7 billion market cap. Room to grow. This has been a stable mid-cap with growing use cases. Do your own research. And it has been fairly stable, and I think a lot of people look at that as a negative thing, but honestly, I just look at it as a gift to accumulate a lot more, because once it actually does break out, we've seen it kind of stay stable around the 15 cents to 23 centile range before it went to 50 cents. So I'm expecting this next major move on Hbar to be around 80 cents to $1. And, that's not going to be the final move at all. That's just going to be the next breaking point. The next major move is probably going to be around $3 to $6 conservative. Like I said, we could still see $10 to $15 if Bitcoin does have that nice parabolic blow off top. But I'm not really expecting it too much, to be completely honest with you, and I'm not going to get your guys' hopes up. So expect more so $3 to $6 realistically, but we do see here, there is no doubt in my mind that the current market cap of Ethereum will be achieved by Hbar, mark my words. And I've always said this, right? By 2023 to 2025, this entire space is going to look a little bit different. I think a lot of these utility gems like Hbar are really going to take a hold over this market. Hbar has the potential to really kind of, outpower Ethereum in terms of usability and also in just use cases alone. So overall, when we're talking about Hbar, first off, we look at the GC Council being worth $2 trillion in market cap alone. And then, of course, we look at, where the market value for Hbar actually stands. There's no doubt in my mind that Hbar hits $1 trillion in market cap, which would be around $60 to $70, somewhere in that range. And honestly speaking, I see Hbar being worth well over those prices anyways. And I think the long-term growth of something like Hedera Hashgraph is so endless. Like, we are investing into a new project because this has only come out a little over 2 years ago, right? So this is still a fairly new project, and they have already made such a massive ground for themselves. So I expect nothing less than massive price appreciation and massive adoption happening for Hbar long term. That is why I'm sticking with it for the long term, goals here, because this is an extremely great token to hold, especially if you are this early into tokenization, digitization, and even the Web 3.0. Now, we also see here Hbar Hedera will history repeat and allow Hedera to hit the 1.272 Fibonacci once again. If so, then expect a $5 to $6 Hedera. And this is honestly the basis behind my point of $3 to $6. All we really have to do is repeat that same process, going all the way back to the previous all-time high, coming from around 2 cents to around 46 cents roughly, but it's only at around 41 cents, and we've already, quadruple tapped that almost 5 times overall. And if we actually do range above that, we could be seeing 5, 6, and even upwards of $10 if it does allow it. I've seen crazier moves. We've already seen Solana and major altcoins do some crazy, moves. And talking about Solana, I've been seeing a lot of people compare gains on other assets to HBAR, and I think that that is the worst way to go about this market, because if you constantly reflect on other gains that you missed, or hey, look at Shiba Inu went from this to that, somebody made, $58 million off of investing this much, it's only going to hurt your mentality levels a lot more than whatever it could have gave you in value. Honestly speaking, the value that I take from these assets is the fact that Solana was $1.50 in January, and now it's at $200 plus. HBAR back in January was 2 cents. Where could we really lead to, right? Could we lead to $20? That's what I think about. I don't think about, hey, I missed this gain because I was invested in this. No, that's first off why we diversify and we never go all in. I know people who are all in on a few assets, more power to them. But overall, I have told you guys about other gains this entire time, AOBT, VXV, even LCX. There's major other altcoins out there that are doing incredible, things as well. HBAR is not the only one, but HBAR is, in my opinion, the one that has the most upside potential in terms of massive growth and adoption. So overall, I don't compare HBAR to anything else. I just hold these assets because I believe in them, and I've done the research on them, and I do know the overall fundamentals and also even the technicals behind them as well. First off, let's go back to this. So this is the exciting news. This is HBAR essentially working with Bitcoin. Bitcoin say hello future to Arcos Energy Group, which will pioneer Bitcoin mining with 11 MW capacity, making Texas the mining capital of the world, and utilize Hedera DOT for CO2 transparency via Project Guardian by ENV_blockchain. Basically, Bitcoin plus HBAR equals moonshot. So first off, I just want to say right now, Texas is becoming the new Silicon Valley for anybody who is unaware. Silicon Valley is no longer in California. California is no longer the tech boom capital of the world. Honestly, I think Texas and places like even Florida are growing more and more in terms of tech adoption and tech growth. I don't think it's so much Silicon Valley being in California. I think Texas is the big name right now, and I think this is great to see. Overall, to really kind of sum it up, we do see our tracking and reporting system process. They are utilizing Hedera Hashgraph's DAG consensus network and storing within their platform ecosystem. And again, this is all utilizing this mining activity, proof of work mining activity of Arcos, and it all goes through this nice little system. This is great to see. And again, we do see here the business model. Again, this is pretty much utilizing the Bitcoin network as mining. Again, this is great, guys, because this means that we have a direct, connection to Bitcoin. And everybody kept saying, yeah, whatever, who cares? But check out this, right? Arcos Energy Corp is actually a partner with Hedera, and we actually see our Arcos Energy is committed to full transparency of its greenhouse gas emissions, down to the metric ton. It is vitally important that the data is trustless and transparent in order to satisfy coming emissions reporting regulations. And this is, again, all accomplished utilizing the Hedera Guardian. This is incredible. To understand how big this is, first off, I've been saying that something like Hedera could prosper into a new age of a lot of these assets actually working with it to, get clean mining, clean energy sources, and all that kind of great stuff that we've been talking about forever. And it is a massive use case considering the fact that, mining for Bitcoin is at an astronomical high. Right now, a single mining farm needs as much power as 24,000 homes. That's absolutely ridiculous and insane. So overall, I think that this could benefit a lot of people, a lot of, places around the world, and of course, prosper us into a new age of green mining for Bitcoin. I think it's only a matter of time before the real use case value behind Hedera is actually unlocked by a lot of use cases similar to this. And I'm very excited for that day to actually come, because I think that that's where we will see the most price appreciation happen for HBAR. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys don't want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are. And just before this, has been Nick. Peace out, guys.